Hey there. So, a few weeks ago, my husband and I went to Canada to visit friends, and I have to tell you, it was glorious. We were about 3 hours outside of Calgary, close to Banff, and there were mountains that were just so incredibly beautiful. Now, something that I'll talk about on future episodes is that right around this time that we decided to go to Canada, I had also decided that I wanted to change my relationship with alcohol. And so I severely reduced how much I was drinking. What I knew, but didn't really factor in, was that when we reduce our alcohol or cut it out completely, alcohol triggers a dopamine response in our brain similar to when we consume sugar and other highly processed carbohydrates. Now, although I wasn't drinking daily before, the change was enough that I found myself just craving sweets. And when we were in Canada, my husband and I, with our friends, we got into this conversation about candies that we grew up with. And, since Canada feels so much like the United States, we decided to taste test some of the candy that we hadn't been exposed to before. We also went to the town of Banff, and it is such a cute little town. We bought all the chocolate and all the fudge and all of the candy, and we just ate it all from the cute little local stores. Needless to say, sometimes we accidentally get sucked into sugar cravings. And as much as we try to avoid that slippery slope, sometimes it comes on really strong, and we need to take a few days to quote unquote detox. When I came back from our trip to Canada, I saw that a friend of mine was doing a 30-day no sugar, sugar free challenge for herself, nothing formal. And I threw out the idea to my social media followers. I was like, hey, I'm thinking about taking some time away from sugar. Who wants to join me? Who wants to reset their cravings? And I was so shocked. The response was completely overwhelming. So, as much as I would love to do a 30-day challenge, I realized that many people don't want to go 30 days without doing sugar. And it can be difficult. And I do not want anything that I produce to be evidence for your brain as to why you're not good enough, because doing 30 days without sugar is really difficult. Not everyone can do it. And so when we go into it thinking that it's going to be easy and it's a little bit more difficult and we cave, our brain immediately uses that opportunity to beat ourselves up. And I do not want that. But I do think that there's a ton of value in sharing with you the process that I go through myself and that I help my clients with when we want to cut out sugar. So I created a 5-day challenge called the Sugar-Cravings Reset. And I want to invite you to join us. So here are the details. It's $15 to join. It's super affordable, and you can certainly see the return on your investment if you're reducing your sugar intake. It'll definitely pay for itself. But I'm charging $15 for two different reasons. One is this 5-day challenge is going to be so super value packed. The content that I've outlined is going to be way more valuable than what you normally see on those free sugar detox challenges. You know the ones where they tell you to do a kitchen makeover and throw away all your sweets and that's basically it. Well, what if you don't want to do that? And what if you want to live with the people in your house that are fine with their sugar intake? They don't think that they have a problem and they don't want you throwing it away. It's just not a viable solution because we live in a world where tasty treats and sugar exist. They're freaking everywhere. You can't go to Home Depot or Office Max without seeing sugar in line. So one of the goals of this challenge for me is to help you reset your palate so that you don't feel like sugar is controlling your brain. The second reason I'm doing this challenge and charging a nominal fee is that it's really helpful to have some skin in the game. I mean, I know that I've done so many challenges and signed up for so many things that have been completely free, and then I've completely forgotten about them. When I pay money, even if it's just $15, it makes me accountable to myself and I prioritize the program. Okay, so you might be wondering what the challenge is all about. So let me tell you. Each of the 5 days, I'll present 20 to 30 minutes on a topic that will help you understand and take action towards reducing your sweet tooth. We'll approach this from a few different angles. Cleaning up your environment. So yes, we will be discussing your kitchen makeover, but I'm not going to make you throw everything away. But we're also going to tackle your sugar cravings as they become a habit. So you'll start to observe where you're getting your sugar from and in what forms, and when you have your cravings and when they're the strongest. Then you'll also get some tools to help you manage those cravings, especially in the earlier days when they're the strongest. I'll also share the mindset shifts that you can make to help alleviate the cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is, for example, when we tell ourselves that we shouldn't have sugar because it's bad for us, or it'll make us gain weight, or whatever rational thoughts that you have about sugar. And when that competes with your desire for the cookie or the brownie or whatever it is that you desire in the moment, that's called cognitive dissonance. We know that we shouldn't have it, but we want it. And so our brain kind of has a problem with that. But we can get through it. Now, something that I want to point out here is that you may want to go sugar-free. If you do, that's great. This challenge will help you do that. But you might not want to go sugar-free. I mean, the holidays are approaching, and you might be wondering, do I want to do a sugar reset right now because I really want to eat all of the special holiday treats come November and December? Great. You can totally do that. And in fact, I think doing the Sugar Cravings Challenge right now is a perfect time to reset your cravings because it'll give you a break before we go into the holidays. It'll allow you to be more discerning with the treats that you choose and not say, F it, I'm just going to go in. Why bother? Okay? Now, one other thing that you'll get when you join the challenge is that you'll be invited to join a private Facebook group of amazing women just like you, where we'll share our observations for the daily prompts. If you don't use Facebook, that's totally fine. You can still join the calls through Zoom and respond to the prompts through email if you'd like. All calls will be recorded, so if you can't make it live, you can still get all the great info. Now, if you have questions, I'd love to connect with you on social. You can message me there, or you can email myself and my team at hello@elizabethsherman.com. So I'd love for you to join me and a host of other amazing women in the Sugar Cravings Reset. To sign up, go to elizabethsherman.com/sugar, and I'll also put the link in the show notes. Have a great week, everyone. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.